The third edition of CargoNXT conference and recognitions continued to spark conversations that matter, this time focusing on sustainability and smart solutions for the future of warehousing in India. Business Session 4, themed Green Meets Smart, Transforming Bonded and Beyond Warehousing for Sustainable Modern Trade, brought together government officials and industry leaders to explore how warehousing is evolving through sustainable practices, policy shifts, and tech-driven transformation. Shri Neelesh Rautkar highlighted the evolving regulatory framework since 2016 and clarified that Mover is not a type of warehouse but a facility under Section 65 of the Customs Act attached to bonded warehouse.
So in the year 2016, we see various reforms as far as a warehousing customs scheme is concerned, where we have all the different kinds of regulations governing different kinds of warehouses in customs. So you are having warehouse goods removal regulation 2016, warehouse goods custody and handling regulation 2016, then special warehouses regulations, likewise private warehouse regulations all came into being in 2016. Subsequently, they underwent amendment, and these regulation encompasses the regulatory framework, are the compliances which any importer has to comply with, or any license holder has to comply with while operating that warehouse. So from there comes the question of compliances, what different kind of compliances we are supposed to do as far as warehousing is concerned. Then we talk about Mover. So it is not a kind of warehouse, it is a kind of facility which is attached to other warehouses, which is provided under Section 65 of the Customs Act.
Arif Siddiqui emphasized that true sustainability in warehousing lies in thoughtful basics, ventilation, insulation, human-centric design, not in added costs or marketing labels.
Sustainability addresses three aspects of the warehouse: the infrastructure, the intralogistics fit-outs, and the technology that you use in a warehouse. Infrastructure, simple basic stuff, good ventilation, good illumination, good floor, availability of services for all the human touch points, be it a driver, a loader, a lady, that become once in a year or once in 2 years, and therefore what is the use of a lady's toilet? The opposite of that thought is sustainability. Okay, insulation, ventilation, these are all sustainability related aspects. Now tell me, which modern day warehouse doesn't have any of this, and why is it costing more? No, it's not. From day one, I remember since the time I was running a 3PL company, AFL, when I was the CEO there, 93, 2005 I started Coign. In all these scenarios, all the warehouses that we have designed, as a design company, rigid specifications for the government of India, the logistics policy, the EN book, everywhere we have got all these very basic sustainable, so-called sustainable features. It was never marketed as a sustainable feature.
Ankur Dekivadiya underscored that warehousing is not just storage, it's working capital in physical form, and port-centric warehousing helps optimize both inventory and cash flow.
Warehousing is sometimes more important than the production or something like that, because it will inventory. When we talk about the inventory, it is all about the hardcore money which we are seeing into the warehousing. So material is equal to money which we learn in our material management subject. So warehousing is nothing but is a hard cash which we are putting into it, and the way we are doing. Now your question is regarding the port-centric warehousing. So I think since last few years, government is promoting and supporting the exports from our countries to the global, and the port-centric warehouse is very important for any organization, because any organization who are growing at the 20% or 30% growth rate, they always face the challenges on the cash flows and the inventory and the cash flows. But when we have a port-centric warehouse which is close up proximity of the port, so whenever we get the material, we can store over there.
Devidas Ganesh highlighted emerging warehousing hotspots across India, driven by Gati Shakti corridors and government focus.
So if you consider the hotspot of the warehouses, there are a lot of areas government are focusing on with the help of Gati Shakti and Ashram logistics. there are multiple corridors. Like Maharashtra, there is a Bhiwandi, Pune, Chakan, and the Nagpur. Nagpur with the help of Miham. Government is focusing on and Nagpur being the center of India, government is very much focusing on that. Apart from that, government is focusing on the northeast. So Guwahati has become one of the hotspot because it's also a part of Act East policy for the Indian government. So that's become one of the. Then Gurugram is increasing the lot of area and big facilities for the warehouses. Apart from Gurugram, there is Noida and Lucknow Kanpur corridor is becoming one of the big hotspots for the warehousing. And in the south, since Tamil Nadu is focusing more onto the textiles and the vehicle productions, they are going to and all that belt is becoming more hotspot for the new warehousing.
Moderating the session, Dr. Pramod Sant reflected on how reforms have reshaped warehousing in India, ushering in a new era of green, modern, and scalable facilities to match the country's economic ambitions.
So when you look at the warehousing, I just go back to a couple of years back. It all started with changes in GST. When GST got implemented, the warehousing in India started changing. And it's one of the things which GST really accelerated system. I mean, in earlier session, people talk about go down to warehouse, but I think go downs we have left very in past. Now we are talking about the green, modern warehouses. This is what we are talking. And why I am very hopeful and confident, everybody talks about what is the GDP of country, what is the per capita GDP, but what is the warehouse space per capita? If you look at in India, we are having a very small, where fraction of the USA, UK or China. So there is a tremendous growth which is going to happen. The warehouses high number of warehouses will be required because we are moving to the economy. All that niche can be supported with warehouses.
From bonded efficiencies to sustainable innovation, Business Session 4 sent a clear message. India's warehousing sector is not just evolving, it's leading with purpose. Let's hear what the industry leaders had to say about the future of bonded and beyond warehousing.
I think it is a very good insight, and the topic which was selected for this discussion and the people who are come for a participation, I think it is very good to see that people are talking about a lot of changes in the technology, lot of compliance and various model of technology changes being talked about. Talent gap, I think the skill set of the talent, which is one of the gap we are seeing it, and that has been discussed a lot in our panel, and I think that is one of the critical factors, that how we can upskill and reskill people to bring into how the adaptability of technology into this logistics and supply chain management.
From an IT infrastructure point of view, I think India is already a world leader. So there's very little to be done at the IT side, but yeah, from the hardcore infra, there are these things that I mentioned. I think first the interaction, some of the getting to know the players, that itself is an advantage. However, the bigger takeaway would be when you come up with ideas, when you try and collaborate, okay, even when you're speaking on the stage, you're listening to ideas, and then try and implement those ideas back home in your organizations. That is the real strength, that this kind of sessions bring out.
CargoNXT, we're talking about, yes, this is I think first I joined in 2022. Then after that I am joining today, and this is a good forum, and now we were talking about we are giving the best wishes to new team member of CargoNXT team for new growth, and in future the number should be increased. It's these type of event we should organize within number of corners within India. So this we are looking for.
Okay, the people can know. If you see the knowledge sessions, there are 4 knowledge sessions. Each knowledge session unique in a sense. The panelists, they come from different industries, different areas. They are from manufacturing, they are from the logistics sector, they are IT people from different segment of IT, different manufacturing sectors. So it's a widespread panel which gives a very broad level of information to the delegates attending the thing.
CargoNXT extends heartfelt thanks to all our partners, speakers, and delegates for their contributions to shaping a sustainable, smart future for logistics. Stay tuned to Cargo Insights TV for more groundbreaking sessions that drive India's logistics revolution. Until then, keep building, keep forwarding,